Welcome to this Getting Started video on dashboards and stories. You can download the exercise workbook to follow along in your own copy of Tableau. Dashboards are a great way to present one or more views, often with filters, legends, and interactivity tying the views together. Dashboards can include sheets, text, images, and web pages. Stories in Tableau are narrated walkthroughs of one or more sheets or dashboards. For example, leading the audience through a discovery you made as you were analyzing the data. Each view or dashboard in a story is called a story point. Dashboards tell you the what, stories tell you why. Any view that is brought into a dashboard or story is simply a window to the underlying worksheet. For the most part, changes made on one sheet, whether it's a view or a dashboard, will carry through to the other places that chart is in use. Story points have slightly different behavior. To illustrate how changes ripple through the workbook, we'll execute a series of alterations on a simple scatter plot and see where those changes show. Once content has been added to a story, it only tracks changes as long as it has been unmodified on the story. Any changes made to content in a story do not reach back and update the underlying content, whether it's a dashboard or a sheet. Dashboards do reach back and update the sheet. The details of what we're about to do don't matter so much as the general understanding of when changes will impact other sheets. First, we'll bring the scatter plot out onto the dashboard and onto the story. Go back to the scatter plot and add category to color. We want to verify that the changes are reflected on the dashboard and the story. If we're ever on a dashboard or story and we easily want to get back to the underlying sheet, we can always click this Go to Sheet icon here in the list of sheets on the left. On the scatter plot, we'll untick Technology. Verify again that the dashboard and the story change. On the dashboard, we'll uncheck Furniture. This carries through, and the story and the scatter plot are only orange, which is office supplies. On the story, we'll retick Technology. Now, because this is a story, we should see that the dashboard and the scatter plot do not change. Modifying the story's filter does not make changes anywhere else. On the scatter plot, retick Furniture. The dashboard should match, but the story won't. Once we've modified a story's filter, the view no longer tracks changes that were made elsewhere. On the scatter plot, let's add Market to Shape. Verify that the dashboard and the story have those shapes. We haven't modified shape on the story, so it continues to track those changes from the scatter plot. As we can see, there's a great deal of interplay between the sheets. Once again, for the most part, changes made on one sheet, whether it's a view or dashboard, will carry through to other places that view is in use. But content that has been added to a story only tracks changes as long as it has been unmodified on the story. Duplicating sheets that are used in dashboards and stories can be useful if the view is used in multiple places and we want to maintain control of any changes. To duplicate a sheet, right-click on the Sheet tab, select Duplicate, and then use the separate copy for the story and the dashboard. If the finished story or dashboard are the main purpose of the workbook, it can be a best practice to hide the sheets used so that they don't distract from the main sheet in the workbook. Here, we'll right-click on the Sheet tab and select Hide Sheet. To hide a sheet, it must be in use either on a dashboard or story, or the option will not be available. This is because if the sheet isn't used somewhere, there would be no way to get back to it once it was hidden. If modifications need to be made on a hidden sheet, go to the dashboard or story where that sheet is in use, and List of Available Views, either click the Go to Sheet icon. This will temporarily bring up the sheet. Clicking off the sheet will hide it again. Or we can right-click and unhide the sheet. Thank you for watching this Getting Started video. To learn how to build a dashboard or story, we invite you to continue with the videos in this section.